Hey everybody, this is Charles with the Pamper Chef Merced here again. I'm going to show you how to make something that's really fun and really easy. I'm going to demonstrate the deep cover baker. It's a rectangular baker. Goes for $85, well worth the money. Even if you use it one time a week for just 1 week, you already saved money going out to eat, going to the store, all that other good stuff. They're microwave safe, they're oven safe, they're everything safe except for stovetop. You never want to heat it on the stovetop or anything like that. But the refrigerator safe. You don't want to, like all stoneware, you don't want to wash them with soap. They all come with little scrapers, little brown scraper. And when they say non-stick, they mean non-stick. So basically, just warm water and a soft sponge, not the green scrubby parts, but just the normal sponge part. Rinse it down with some warm water. Scraper cleans these things perfectly. I've used mine more than a couple times at shows, and I've always used it to make chocolate cake. And you can see how it doesn't look like there's been any chocolate cake that's been cooked inside there. So they clean up really well. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a cornbread chili bean type mixture. What I'm going to do is, it's kind of like I guess you say like a chili bean pie, just sandwiched with cornbread. Really easy, really simple. So what I did is I got a box of the instant cornbread. I didn't feel like making cornbread from scratch and buying the cornmeal and the flour and all that stuff, so I kind of cheated a little bit. What we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of put a little bit and use my nice little scraper, and we're just going to kind of layer the bottom up really thinly. Like, we don't even have to do a whole lot. We just kind of want to coat the bottom of it to give us somewhat of a little crust when it's done cooking. Because we want to save most of this for when we're going to put it on top of the chili beans. Okay. Yeah, when I say lightly, you just kind of want to get it in there just so it just kind of covers everything. So it's going to look just like that. You're just going to kind of cover the bottom, because remember, the cornbread's going to kind of rise up a little bit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put that to the side, and I made some homemade chili beans. You can get them out of the cans, you can do anything you want. I had a bunch of onions, jalapenos, and some pinto beans sitting around. I wanted to do something with them. I had some hamburger beef I needed to use up, so I threw them all together and I made some chili beans. So once we get a spoon, we're going to come over here, get the chili beans. You can do this pretty much to however your taste to chili beans, how thick you want it. I guess it kind of also depends how liquidy. I know some people like chili that's really thick, so it's gonna be a little bit thicker. You know, maybe a little bit more dry in the middle, opposed to those chili beans that are kind of more liquidy like these are. We're just going to layer that. Sideways so you can kind of see what's going on. And what we have is we just layered the chili beans just right on top. Okay? So, after that, we're going to get the rest of our cornbread mix. We're just going to kind of pour it around. You know, if it sits there for a minute and it starts to kind of thicken up, the cornbread mix, and it looks like it's not going to spread too well, go ahead and just add a little bit of water, just kind of reconstitute the batter itself, and it'll kind of maybe spread out, give you a little bit more room to work with, and makes the texture a whole lot easier. Okay, so we're going to do, oh yeah, perfect. Just going to pour that on, try to get it as evenly spread around as we can. Don't want to leave any of that goodness inside. And from there, we're just going to kind of spread it around. Just want to get it on top. Okay. Easy money, right? And as you can see on the inside, it's just covered in the cornbread. Okay, and then basically after you're done with that, all you really want to do is just follow the directions that was inside your the cornbread box, whatever kind of mix you're using. Since your chili beans are already pre-cooked, whether you got them from a can or you made them yourself, they're already to be cooked, so don't even worry about that. All we really want to do is get that cornbread going. So this cornbread is going to go in from 15 to 20 minutes for 400 degrees. So that's what we're going to do. I got my oven preheated. I'm going to break it back down to 400 degrees. The recipe calls for it to be uncovered, so I'm not going to put the lid on it. We will put the lid on it just to keep it warm. These things are awesome. I highly recommend getting them. I've actually had food that was left in here, wrapped in a blanket, driven for 2 hours, got out to the destination, took it out of the towel, brought it over to the counter, and it was still warm. It still held temperature. This thing is amazing. So here we're going to do, we're just going to put it in there, just like that. Close it up, and I'll see you in 15. Okay, we're about ready to pull our chili cornbread out of the oven. What I wanted to show real quick is just we're going to grate up some cheese, and that way we have something to throw on top of it, because you can't have chili and cornbread without cheese, right? So I'm going to go ahead and use the microplane adjustable coarse grater. It's a great little item. They're $26.50. They have a couple of them. They have the zester, is really awesome. I use that a lot too. But this thing's great. I've had it for quite a while, and it's yet to be doled. It still cuts and shreds just like it did when I first started using it. So we're just going to go ahead. It does come with one of the little the food holders, so that way you can, like, it has a track grabber, so you can sit here and you can just kind of you can shred it if you're trying to get down to the very last drop. But I'm not trying to use up this whole block of cheese, so we're just going to do that, and that way I can still wrap it up and store it for later. And so now we're going to pull this out. You want to make sure to be very careful. You want to make sure that you have some type of oven mitts or the microwave silicone gloves that Pamper Chef sells. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Now keep in mind also that you can, the cheese part of this, you can also add that, like as I was making it, how I did like the cornbread a little bit on the bottom and the chili beans, then you could always add the cheese and then the cornbread on top, and that would make it like a little cheesy bread on the inside. But wow, this came out awesome. So just to show you off firsthand what it looks like straight out of the oven, gorgeous. And it's always good, like I always like take a little bit of butter and just rub some butter on the top so it kind of browns it or something like that. So like I said, just follow the directions on the box. You might have to add a little bit more time to it. If not, then you know, more power to you. So we got that done. So all we're going to do now is we're going to take our cheese and we're just going to throw it on top. And this is a great part when the lid comes in, because it's way too hot to eat. Ooh. I can hear it sizzle as the cheese hits the sides of it. So we're going to leave it just like this. Let you get a better look at that. And we're just going to grab the lid. And we're just going to let it kind of sit here for, I don't know, maybe a couple of minutes or so. And just kind of let the cheese melt, let everything just kind of cool down on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and take off the lid. Ooh, that's hot. Look at all that cheesy meltedness, goodness. Okay, so now take my 5-inch utility knife. These things are awesome. This is by Pamper Chef. German steel forged metal blade all the way from the tip to the handle. Doesn't have a piece in the middle where it's riveted or screwed on. This is all one piece of metal. Awesome grip handle. Being a chef for many years, they stay sharp. I've had it for a while. I've used this thing on quite a many occasion, and it still hasn't really even dulled on me at all. These actually come with a starter kit, so if you're thinking about becoming a consultant, this comes along with it. So anyways, let's get to the moment of truth and let's cut into this bad boy. We're just going to go ahead and make some big pieces, so we'll just start by cutting it in half. Like I said, if you're cooking it for like a side dish for a potluck or a barbecue or something, you want to make, of course, little smaller squares, but you know, we're all family here. We get nice big portions. You want to be careful too. You don't really want to use metal within your stoneware because it will scrape it. So please have a steady hand, or have some type of maybe like the plastic knives that you can also buy that kind of cut through like cakes and breads and stuff like that. But me being a cook for many years, I kind of don't think about that, but I do have to point it out that if you're more of a weekend warrior type cook, please don't go all in with your metal objects into the stoneware. Okay, so let's get a bowl, or a plate actually. We're going to get a plate, and we're going to get our Pampered Chef spatula, and we're going to come over here. We're going to try to scoop right underneath it. Okay, this was a corner piece. That looks good. And then this is a center piece. Oh my. Yeah, you might want to have. It's good to lick off your fingers out. Okay. But you might want to have something maybe to, if it's not cooled down all the way, have something you can scoop off the spatula. There you go. Cornbread, chili beans, cheese on top. Love it. Enjoy.